intelligent and matured, una go able to think of a brighter future. So let me say no for peace. Let me say no to
Sierra Leone. Push. You ma killer this is for them. What for you say?
This ain't not a kush. No, not a kush. No, not a kush. Oh yeah, yeah, you feel them. What are they on me eye? We are the see me sister them. They die in the street. Oh, me I can feel them. When they see me brother them in the streets. Yeah, some they link they not. Some lay down a guts at the sleep. Oh. So when I ask them, tell me say na kush. Nike pull roll and son of them food. They prefer for left the house, they gonna get so all day they kush. Oh yeah, say not a kush. Me brother don't want before in time. Say not a kush. So they use the old age man young. Say not a kush. The youths them just they die. Say not a kush. Sorry yeah. We say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. We say that's a cushion. Papa government help we are. Say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. Say that's a cushion. Hope for you to say, is it all? That's all we say. Say make we drive kush na Salone. But we life them.
That is so right, yeah now. What's if they do? But we brother them they die. Push them down the hill, now them body just they try. So foot.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. I think that the camera catch me in a very bad time. I was just about yawning, but I hope so in this house on they so on a safe. I hope so now they do well. I hope the week has been gracious to all of you. So today the 13th January 2024, believe it or not, and we don't so for sit down and talk a little bit about the country, hopefully talk about the ills, and while we talk about the bad thing, then we also they try for prefer solution, for find solution, then for engage together. So as usual, we get we toll free numbers them where we ask una for call. We get the different number them where una the call na North America, the toll free number na 1-866-944-7722. Then the UK local line na plus 4420 808 91 455. The Australian local line na plus 6129 0984337, and then we get we WhatsApp number as well. We na 1-343-997-5828, and not forget say we also get we radio station a free tongue. We na VOS radio FM 91.9, and not also forget say we get we apps them right. Where una they able use una iPhone and una Android for download as well for make we watch. So I saw you way the program they cancel una a little bit late today. I understand say the African Cup of Nations they go on and AFCON, so therefore the football enthusiasts them and since we they broadcast the different games them now we platform, the game done a little after 5, so we need for cam set up as well for can do the show. So una we watch the game. I think it was Ivory Coast and Chad. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, because me my own game one only way can to the finals. That's when I'm like serious. When it can to something, I don't even care about the quarterfinals, me the semi-finals and the finals. That's when I become a football enthusiast. Outside of that, I am a poor buyer of the tickets. If not for me, one game on a ticket, they not go sell. So I hope you all enjoyed the game. Anyways, today I did drink triple ginger. Triple ginger I did drink today. Okay, so whatever is in this mug contains triple ginger. I don't know what you did drink na your own side, but whatever you did drink, I hope in a something way you like. So anyways, Boku team don't happen during the week, and today basically now the show we dey ask the question, is Sierra Leone a beacon of value and morals in modern times? Is Sierra Leone a beacon of values and morals in modern time? Boku people like go on for say, what do you mean by a Sierra Leone a beacon of morals and values in modern times? So basically, we know for say lately we have been plagued by a lot of scandal. Not of us say, been they happen in the past. Of course, it been they happen in the past. They happen boku boku boku. But it's just that the rapid succession at which now then they come on a door, and the people them were involved as well. Because before the corruption, we be know for say the agbagba, the big alleged them incident inside themselves being involved, but we not been the hear but them as so much their own involvement. We hear but the clerk of parliament and how he employ his own wealth, nepotism, right? We talk about nepotism. What a clear evidence of nepotism he employ in wealth as human resource person na the parliament host. But the wealth no one day mass foot inside parliament host for work. But yet they collect gratuity and pension. And when I say gratuity and pension, I mean they collect, allowances and benefits. I know they talk about pension because she's not yet a pensioner, but I just they talk like how me late Granny King talk say, do don't know, but you want collect gratuity and pension. But then a man make am possible for for make you collect gratuity and pension in the form of $1,500 monthly, $1,500 monthly as take home salary plus other allowances and benefits them where people them na them position they get. But as we all blow the whistle, I feel very strongly say it was just befitting for me for come back and give una an update on who side the case they right now, or who side the situation they right now when it came to the clerk of parliament, for make we know from the last term where we sit down so and talk, and una all call unu blow mind, and me I call them tiffy tiffy jankoliko koko yawo jankoliko. I jankolikoed them, yes, because they needed to be jankolikoed because they are tiffy tiffies. So and I say them for pay return each and every single dime back to the coffers. Waiting I forget for add that day as a matter of fact last week Saturday. Then for Adam, then for pay them with interest. Then for pay am with interest, because na yaso where you go borrow money, they borrow am with interest. And I sure say even at Salone, if you dey go lend money, they lend am with interest. So money wey not to you own, where you take and where you dey pay am back, you for suppose for pay am back with interest. So I hope say when they deal with this case here, so I hope say there is a penalty where the money she's not only going to pay, but she's going to pay with interest. And not only that, waiting I find a little bit troubling about this thing is that okay, now she's been meant to pay, and she, according to what I understand, he don't pay maybe about 90% back of waiting he owe. I don't know who side and pull the money quick one, so where he able to return 90%. Just imagine she's been working since I believe the 1st of September 2001, right? And now when this thing became known to the public, so at least give or take she's been working, give or take at least 2 or more years. So 2 or more years, make we calculate $1,500 times 2, times 2 or more years. So I at least look at 24 months plus, so $1,500 times 24 months, and then make we also look at all of the allowances and benefits them where you get in monetarily, right? Then for times all the one, then they all the one and they back, if for payback. That's what my serious belief is, and that's what my belief is. And not only that, I not only think say this person for pay, because if not been the poor man If na been the poor man been caught doing such act, if na been the poor man they were caught in such act, then we for go put them a cutting tree, display them and papi show them. Then before remand them na Pademba Road prison. Then before sit down a CID for 24 hours or even more. There would have been a very harsh punishment descended upon them because they are the poor man, because they find themselves now the level where people can take advantage of them. But because this one also na konima kone, the brotherhoods, it happened to one in the brotherhood. Now then they try for Meloam. Yes, the anti-corruption commissioner before don't come, high babui with all of the big speech and big words them, but we don't see any such thing in this. We don't see situations them where even people them where afford for pay, then they humiliate them. Even when we know the people can pay, then they humiliate them big time. They make a big mockery, a big mess of them publicly. Sometimes even after they've paid what they've accused them of owing. So what is the difference here? Why all of a sudden this is being done hush, 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 hush? But anyway, I want to say boku thank you to Lamrana. When I in Twitter, I pulled this, report and I want to read until now the public more I hear exactly what's in the happen. I will just wait for make we increase a little bit the size and the font so that I will be able to see and I'll be able to read this for Una. So basically, waiting Lamrana writes now in Twitter. He said the clerk of parliament, I don't even know why make up till now, why make them they call him honorable, because he has conducted himself in a dishonorable manner. He has conducted himself in a dishonorable manner. So the title honorable is no longer befitting the person. The title honorable is no longer befitting the person. I know for so I can read that they analyze as they go along. The title honorable is no longer befitting the person. So I don't even know why in this instance we should address this individual as honorable. Why didn't they just say Mr. Parantarawali? Because at this fact, I think the basic human dignity or human respect or acknowledgement should be accorded. And then no more we fit for accordam as Mr. Right? So I go back and begin with. So una know for say based on what I don't say, there's definitely going to be tweaks in the way I read this, right? So the clerk of parliament, Mr. Parantarawali, and his wife, Abibatu Parantarawali, are being investigated for alleged corruption and have both been put on bail by anti-corruption commission, by the anti-corruption commission. The wife has agreed to pay back the money she received as salary since she was hired as a human resource officer at Parliament, and the commission confirmed that they have recovered about 98% of the money from her so far as they continue with their investigation. Like I say, I hope say that 90% they way una don't recover. It also including gratuity and pension we been they collect, because she was not only collecting salary, she was also collecting allowances and benefits that are given to people who work in parliament, especially people in her position. Remember, say a man put on grade 7. A man put on grade 7, and because a man put on grade 7, and that make him they collect $1,500 per month. It's the report goes on to say Abibatu Parantarawali, who was allegedly recruited by her husband and has never shown up for work, according to report, has been received a gross salary of 31 million 735,830 Oleons with medical, rent, and okay, this one also really they make at the vex right now. Me people them, una we can say sometimes I go off, right? Now you understand why sometimes I would go off. How is this fear? This is why I'm asking the question today. Have we lost our moral? Have we lost our values? We don't lose, we home training them. That is if we were lucky to have home training, but I know in Sierra Leone, people take pride. They take pride in instilling home training. Pass no more if you know being the listen. Pass no more if you know being the pay attention. Pass no more if you know to be a submissive person. We take pride in giving with people them, we picking them home training. We were all home trained. Who trained these people? That is the question I'm going to ask. Or were they dragged by the streets? Because not all man were born in Salone and world over. Not only Sierra Leone, not all man were born in Sierra Leone and world over. Please get this, that are raised. Some of them are dragged. So I they ask this question, were these people raised or were they dragged? Where is our moral? Where is our values? How is it that in good conscience, they hire you man hire you for go work. Work or one day mass. But every month in good conscience, you go collect salary. Every month in good conscience, una look am, not only in salary or not only in salary, it be entitled to medical, it be entitled to rent allowance, right? So medical is a benefit that you have as part of your work. Maybe get medical insurance, it entitled to rent allowance, it entitled to utility allowance. Come on, man, and we want to say that we are not the people, we not to the people them where Salone man we bad man. It is not often that word they fail me, but word don't fail me right now. Salone man we really wicked. We wicked. There is a mean spirit in us. Some of us have really mean bones. Some of who get really, when they say badat, in fact, it pass badat self, witch. In fact, it pass witch self. That Santa witch, where they can say, oh my goodness, I'm sorry for my me Bulomites them. I'm sorry for me Bulomites them. Now young Bulom picking, I they talk to una so right now. But know what they can say for say, you witch lecture, bro, man. Your witch, Shabroma witch, Santa witch. Honestly, man. How this woman been the ledona in bed? How he been able to sleep? How was she able to face the public, knowing that even when we speak of corruption, now, with all intent and purposes, I'll assume she's SLPP. So knowing that you are part of the problem, you are part of Mother Bio's problem, you are part of the people creating problems for him. You are part of the problem. Because when he's talking about, it is the economies of the world and, the tides of the world that is causing us to retrogress, where they impede on with development. No, it's people like you swindling, looting the public coffers, swindling. Who's kind of rich business this bad? But now tell me, if this not a witch now waiting, if this is not pure hate for self and others now waiting, because you must have some form of hate for yourself, that you do not have dignity in work, that you do not believe in dignity in earning. Because you dey take something wey no belong to you. You know for say e no belong to you. You know for say you no work for am. Not even a minute, not even a seconds in your life. You no work for am, but you are happy taking it. So which means that you do not take pride in dignity in earning, working for your earning, working for which you go put na your mouth. And then you man gets the kahunas, it gets the guts for sack people then. Where they take dignity in the mega that they were collecting, not even one third of what you were collecting, the meager salary, the meager little that they were earning, the meager that they were content with. It gets the mind for sack them, right? So that it will bring more of una come way for can loot the country coffers, and then una say, like, no, honestly, like the man in charge, like honestly, people like this, like, come on. You see how they sabotage you? You see how then they sabotage you? Because this is not pure sabotage, and this is the man that will sit in public and fora and talk about his love for his party, his allegiance to the presidency. But yet behind the back, it a quiz lemon and lem. In fact, not to lemon and lem together, they pack kanya pepper they back and what's them. Because that's exactly what he was doing. In the quiz lemon, he add lemon top there, put kanya pepper. In fact, then get all that pepper, alligator pepper, they put back alligator pepper inside. They say una drink. I mean, how selfish can you be? How wicked can you be? That your salary way they take go home, it wasn't enough for you. You can't put your worth. With good conscience, una just they loot from the state. They loot from the state. Like, listen, being in public office is not to be rich. You don't come to public office, or you don't get into public service to be rich. It is one of, when I say, the most gratifying jobs to be able to help people, but it is not always the most compensatory job. It is not always the most compensatory, but it's the one of the most gratifying jobs. So they take honor. Take honor. So the one that we put their trust in you, we elect you. You've deceived them all. This is a shame to your name, Tarawali. And I know for say there are lots of family Tarawali with the name Tarawali, but your lineage, you don't dirty, you don't muddle, you've brought filth, you've brought dishonor, disrepute on your family name. But again, una be sinde, it don't mean nothing to una, because at the end of the day, then go slap you in the wrist, and then next thing you know is that then go reshuffle you and reposition you some side where even you will be earning 3 times what you have looted already. Because that's the Sierra Leone we have right now. The statement goes on to say the Parliamentary Commission earlier this month set up a committee to investigate the sacking of over 100 staff, which sparked an outcry that led to information being leaked about the recruitment of the wife of the clerk, Mr. Tarawali. So, remember, not to in West no more, he been recruited. He recruited in West plus 17 other people then. Some of whom are not even living in Sierra Leone. How bad of sober? How bad of so? Some of whom are not living in Sierra Leone. So, some of these people in the diaspora, or some of these people overseas or in other countries, we go sit down and they open them phalanges, them pow pow, oh yeah, SLPP, oh yeah. So it was because you were benefiting, collecting free salary, plus medical, plus rent, plus other allowances, through nepotism by Mr. Tarawali, by Mr. Paran Tarawali. So obviously, you bread down butter while other people then they look for permine for putting a their own bread. So yes, it makes sense why you people will be out there when some of us are saying things are not going right. We need to correct some of these things. We need for develop a strategy whereby people are held accountable, whereby people, know what professional code of ethics are, and work within the conduits of those professional ethics. Then una go sit down and so una de lambast people there like we, because una been they get medical, una been they get rent and other allowances, plus depending on the grade where you put una, either 1,000, 1,500, 1,700 or $2,000 per month from the state. And then there are no checks and balances, so the wage billing just keep being bloated and bloated and bloated and bloated. And so I shall say some of una don't even call this Mishoya show, don't even defend, because some of una when they get envelope. Envelope una no work for, envelope una no deserve. Like, let me tell you something, people. Let me tell you something. When you do deliberate acts like this, they swear sometimes they can, because there is someone that you are depriving from receiving. When you are this what I for call myself greedy. When you this greedy, you dey take from somebody in months. Where that person dey na yoni dey yawn. Sometimes water set for drink, you know, get, and sometimes garri set for eat, you know, get, and sometimes if that money was available to the state, if that money was in the coffers, maybe, just maybe, someone else would have benefited righteously from the availability of those funds. But because that you deprive that someone from benefiting righteously from the availability of those funds, guess what thing will happen to her? For every term, then call on God. For every term, then say, Papa God, for this suffer, why they suffer, whoever they be now. They don't need to know your name. They don't need to know that it is you. Posterity will catch up with you now one day. So sometimes when, things happen to you out of nowhere, out of the blues, not say, why me? Hey, Papa God, no, remember your deeds. Remember your deeds. Sometimes they waiting not the better for na picking them. Remember your deeds. Because na bank, God they keep them for you. And at the right time, He go deliver with change. I mean, how can you be so wicked? How is this even, how can this even be justified? Salone, we not ready yet, man. We not ready yet. Make I done the statement. The statement goes on to say, according to a public notice that was issued by the office on January 5th, 2024, the clerk clarified the question of his wife being on the payroll of Parliament and requested a special committee to be set up to separately look into the matter and report to Parliamentary Commission. But they don't catch you. They don't catch you by the tiffy jankoliko. And if I were the committee, I would not grant such request. I would not grant such request. The reason why I will not grant such request, because granting such request means that you are taking more resources from the country's coffers for making them go set up a special committee. It means saying now more time, now more human resources, now more people them will need for be compensated for their time. So no. There are clear evidence to show that now you hire your wife. There are clear evidence for show in appointment letter. There are clear evidence for show where you they sign off on him pays. So why are you demanding a separate committee or a separate inquiry outside? No, the parliamentary whatever affairs committee is set up for that. As a matter of fact, I think you guys have two separate bodies. If then two separate bodies, then they're not able adequately answer and respond to the question at hand, then let it go to the judiciary. That is why they are there. That is why we have the judiciary. There are internal mechanisms and there are external mechanisms to address these situations. If wherein the internal mechanism, that is the parliamentary committee, fails to arrive at a conclusion, then as they have done, they de facto it to the Anti-Corruption Commission. And if the Anti-Corruption Commission fails to deliver, then it should be brought to the court of law. Period. And also say there is no ben and whatever. Anyways. I've been feel say no more. I need. By the way, the phone line then open. I don't tell una for say the phone line then open. Free to call and give in your comments, and let me hear your thoughts and what have you. I felt very strongly that I forgive una an update on waiting they go on waiting don't happen so far. They say the WEF don't pay up to 90%, but I want to know that 90% they is not just salary. That 90% is also calculated on what she received for medical, on what she has received for rent, and what she has received for allowance, utility allowance. So it should not just be capped enough for just tap normal. Now the monthly paycheck. If I go all across, because she wasn't deserving of that, she did not merit it. That money belongs to the people of Sierra Leone, and it should be returned back to the people of Sierra Leone with benefits, with interest. I mean, not benefit, but with interest. Anyways, now make we go on to something where make we go on to something, another topic. Because today we talk about morals, we talk about this, we talk about that. I want to go to the finance thing. The finance saga. Oh, Salone. Some people like to say Salone a movie. Some people like to say Salone a movie. I don't get it, but I don't know why. Every time we find ourselves in this rigmarole, I don't understand why. I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. I want to read. I go read first wetin Lamrana write, and possibly we go read through the press release, the official press release. I like to go to Lamrana most of the time for my as my source of trust and truth, because he's a practicing journalist waiting for say he swear an oath for tell the truth, for investigate, and not just come and write whatever. And plus I do my own research as well, right? So this news also burst this weekend. I think it was earlier on this weekend. So where Lamrana in summarize for say the Ministry of Finance has confirmed that their Deputy Director of Budget, Jacob Tanga Senesi, convened with the principal. No, sorry, which are they right? Which are they connived? That's what there is, connived. Connived with the principal accountant at the Accountant General's Department, John Ellis, the accounting officer at the Sierra Leone Roads Authority, Emmanuel Smart, and other staff of the Accountant General's Department to allegedly divert 6.5 billion leones, which is equivalent to $270,000, to a fictitious account at the Kabbalah Community Bank as payment to Edward Davis, an associate, for work done on the construction of the Kenema Pendembu Road. The Anti-Corruption Commission has confirmed that all 7 of them are in their custody for further investigation. You see why can they ask now why make we Salone people that we bad to ourselves? We really bad to ourselves. Like we are devious beings, very corrupt beings, we ways they're not clean at all. We ways they're not, they show that we genuinely want development, progress. We want to be part of progress. We want to be part of development. You, the director, general, the accountant, the data accountant, so basically what they were doing, I'm sure they were splitting envelopes, splitting 270,000 US dollars. Yes, I mean, in comparison to what we can say the president in don't spend or Mr. Bio, the one in power, in don't spend, this is nothing. This is peanuts. But still, this not for their money. This not state money. This is the people's money. This is the people's money that they are abusing. Left, right, fitty fatter. Anyhow. How? Then create a fake account. Basically, now waiting the thing they say that them people here who I don't call so the director of budget, Jacob Tanga Senesi, the principal accountant at the accountant general department, when I name John Ellis, the accounting office, now the Sierra Leone Roads Authority officer, Emmanuel Smart, and other staff then at the accountant general office, then divert, then thief 6.5 billion all loans, we come up to $270,000, then thief am for go put in their own pocket. Then they make fake name. And I'm pretty sure fake accounts and fake operations or business. And then they divert the money where they thief. Then they carry and go to that account there. And when they don't reach that account there, then go share and to themselves. For waiting. Why don't we believe in honest earning anymore? Why don't we believe in integrity in earning? The integrity of earning your living, of earning your bread and butter. The integrity of working to provide. Who say with morals, they don't go. Who say with values, they don't go. Because, I mean, there is a fundamental psychological problem with us Sierra Leoneans. I they talk this thing here so year in, year out, and people will just think that I am crazy. And it is okay for you to think that I am crazy because myself don't drink the Salone water. We mean for say, somewhere in there, maybe there is a loose button, but at least me own loose button, they function for good. Right? That is the difference between you and I. That I can acknowledge that maybe I also have a loose button. But the difference between you and I is that my loose button functions for good. It functions for the greater good, for the benefit of others and not to harm. But you loose cannon na for deprive people and for take, extract, grab. That is the difference. So all them people there, so then give them jobs, then get jobs, then, but they were not satisfied because we Sierra Leoneans, we get the mind of greed. How? We like how grabbing their greed. We thrive in greed, being greedy, being avaricious. Because the avaricious and greed now will cause this. So now you put yourself where, at least with earnest earning, you can feed your family. You can be proud of what you bring to the table, taking care of your family. But with this now, you don't soil your family name. Not only your name, because when such things happen, the finger is not only pointing at you, it's pointing at every member of your family, innocent or not. So the question is, do these people really think before they engage in such acts? Do they think about the repercussion? Or for them, it's just a game? They don't care about getting caught. Just because the one way then at the head, just because the head they do, not mean for say, you waiting at the belly or you waiting at the foot, you set for one. Maybe if you waiting at the foot and you waiting at the belly, you change your attitude. The one way then at the head, go begin look and say, if the foot and the belly they do am, then maybe me waiting at the head, me self need for change. But I guess the head is influencing the belly and the foot. And at the end of the day, what do you expect? Right? What do we expect? It's like we don't set the bar so low. We don't set the bar so low. Like, oh my gosh, we don't set the bar so low. But for go work and I give you, I know they say waiting and they pay sometimes there's some of una waiting on they receive. It's nothing. But at these positions, at least their position I don't name so. Definitely, if una not make safe, I'm sure you are collecting at least $2,000 per month. I'm sure you are collecting $2,000 per month or more. Plus all una other like I call them gratuity and pension, una other allowances. I know it is tough. I know it is hard. I know that some of the conditions where una find una self in, it is not by your making. It is through no fault of yours that but collectively we all have honors. Collectively we all have honors. Collectively, we must all accept the roles that we have played to get to those points. With this kind of trend, how do we change? What hope is there for the future and future generations? Waiting with a model to the one that waiting down at university, hoping to get into the job market, hoping to get into the workforce. What message are we sending them? What examples are we living and showing for them? You see, these are the bigger questions that we ask ourselves before we engage in some of these fields. Because they are watching. Because the reason why this is happening is because the generation before them modeled. Waiting the generation before them modeled and failed to break, now the why so don't come, they don't even amplify them. They don't make it even worse. Because before there was a little bit of guilt in the thievery. But now there is no more guilt in the thievery. So what legacy are you leaving for the generation following you? The generation coming after you, what legacy is being left for them to model? And would we in our old age or in our golden years blame them if they act out of sort? We go blame them. If they one way they come, then worse past them one, so we go blame them. Remember, they are only practicing what has been modeled for them. So now that make it very important for me we break the cycle of grabbing, this cycle of greed, this cycle of avariciousness. So I don't talk about that. Now make we go to another subject. The next subject what I can talk about now about Usai we been left last week. The treason, misprision, and what have you of the former president and his Kuruma by the state. I want to make we first off before we watch the videos then. I want to make we go to the press conference. I want to make we go first to the public notice where the Ministry of Information and Civic way name give about this finance thing. We close them and then we go to former President Kuruma. Make a read waiting then see. So Government of Sierra Leone Ministry of Finance press release, and it reads: investigation into the alleged diversion of public funds into a fictitious account opened at the Calabar Community Bank. The Ministry of Finance wishes to inform the general public that following the conduct of an internal audit review on several payments made in favor of Edward Davis and Associates Limited, a consultancy firm hired by the Sierra Leone Roads Authority for work done on the construction of the Kenema Pendembo Road, we discovered that these payments were diverted to a fictitious account opened at the Kabbalah Community Bank. In December 2023, a total of 6.5 billion oleons was processed at the Accountant General's Department for payments to Edward Davids and Associates Limited. However, our investigation revealed that a handful of SLRA, Ministry of Finance, and Accountant General's Department staff colluded to open the fictitious bank account at the Kabbalah Community Center to divert these funds to these accounts instead of Rokel Commercial Bank, where the consultancy firm has its account. In line with the above and following our internal investigations, we officially made a report on Monday, 8th January 2024 to the Anti-Corruption Commission to conduct a detailed investigation into the matter. We also submitted on 12th January 2024 a copy of the internal audit report to the ACC to guide their investigation. The names of the staff that are involved in the alleged diversion of funds are as follows. So they named them Jacob Tanga Senesi, Emmanuel Smart, Stanley Kemore, Ibrahim Bangura, John Ellis, Joseph Johnson, Philip Yombo. So now the word done. So if you want know waiting, I've been talk before this. Una go back to Usai I talk before I get Nayasu. But now I want to transition to again former president Anes by Kuruma in current charge of treason being levied against by the state against him. But I want to read first the Ministry of Information and Civic Education, the young public notice where they've been put to the public for updates the public about the current situation. Before I go to the interviews then, one interview representing obviously featuring one of the legal representation of the former president, and the other being, I would say, a spokesman of the state, being that is the Minister of Communications. And then make we look into some of the things that way unfold, yeah? in this next hour. Remember, the phone lines are open. The phone lines are open, people. Right? So I will begin for read the public notice we come on do on 3rd January 2024. Now in this public notice here so come on do. So I should say most of you don't see this already. So updates on trials. So 3rd January 2024 public notice by the government of Sierra Leone Ministry of Information and Civic Education. Updates on trial of former President Ernest Bai Koroma. The former president of Sierra Leone, Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma, was today charged with treason, treason of treason and 2 counts of harboring before Magistrate Santigi Bangura of Magistrate Court number 2 at Pademba Road in connection with the I'm just waiting. In connection with his alleged involvement in the attempt to overthrow the government of Sierra Leone on the 26th November 2023. The notice goes on to say, an application for bail was done in the High Court immediately the charges were put to him, since the magistrate lacks jurisdiction to grant such an order. The judge, Samuel O. Taylor, granted bail as applied for on the following conditions: that 1, a maximum of 10 people should be at his residence at every given time, including his wife, children, lawyers, and members of his political party. That 2, he should not leave his house without the express permission of the Inspector General of Police. Inspector General of Police, yeah, now don't they give people, now just the S people empower them at that country. Only the national chairman and only the national chairman and the national deputy chairman of his party are allowed to visit him. All visits to his residence should be permitted by the Inspector General of Police. And he should provide 2 sureties, people can call them sureties or sureties, who should be senior citizen residents in West African area of the Republic of Sierra Leone. And we go on to read. The matter was adjourned to the 17th January 2024 when the state is ready to start calling its witness. Your witness better be solid. But here is what I'm going to say. For this first part, as you know, say the state they call in witness, one thing, if the states really mean what they mean, and if they are really what they are sold, this trial should be made public. The public should have unfettered access from day 1 to day 0 to the judgment. Unfettered access. From day 1 to day 0, the camera should be there. It should be state broadcast. It should be live broadcast, uninterrupted. Because we want for Yari waiting the states they bring come as witness and evidence. And we want for also Yari waiting the defense they also bring come. And I will give my final thoughts as we go. But let me go to the interview it is utterly ridiculous that the Inspector General is the one that needs to grant permission to members of his party to be able to see him. Granted, this was a former head of state who was also the chairman of that party. It is ridiculous that he needs to seek permission from the Inspector General of Police. We want them really reverse na that country deal. Or maybe is that maybe I don't understand the structure of how outside the police in work they begin and end, and outside the judiciary and prosecutorial work they begin and end. Because there seems to be a lot of power being granted to the Inspector General of Police at this point. a lot of powers. And you know what thing? Then kind advantage, yeah. Then kind superpower, yeah. So then kind over exertion of power and taking power. It does not augur well. In order to augur well, in order lead to, in order give good omen, it only shows that, and at the end of the day, you guys, on the other hand, who is saying that the APC is not working with you, is not collaborating with you, is not, coming to the middle with you, how do you expect them to come to the middle when you do not even allow them to exercise their democratic freedom? Their democratic freedom as a human being and their democratic freedom to associate and to be, which is enshrined in and guaranteed in our constitution. Una can see how una can take power and play around with power and co-opt una self at the same time una they play around with power and make a mess of una self. And then when the mess is made, then you expect people to come and empathize with you. I want to go to the interview. Make we listen to it in Fitzgerald Kamara, I believe, lawyer Fitzgerald Kamara, who is one of the legal representation of the former president. And then we'll go to the BBC interview. We'll put all into them there together and try to make sense of what maybe we should anticipate on the 17th. Because remember, the former president has a court hearing on the 17th, right? Let's take a look.
It's unfortunate and regrettable for this nation that we shall drag a former president, democratically elected for 2 terms, on charges of this nature. It took us 40 hours of interrogation for us to get to this point. Like who can say that Creole, that black go to Sisante no to Nechigosia. I still maintain that the professionalism was shown by the police, but most certainly when interrogation takes 40 hours of questioning, like I said, we have that parable. If you don't see black good Sante, you don't go see an Annette. What you fail to get in 40 hours, you cannot get in an hour. And today we're in court. It's the same evidence we're hoping to see. That's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I'm saying that no confrontation was presented to our client in the interrogation to say this is what he has done that is culpable. None. Other than the fact, do you know Koita? I barely know him. Do you know Kaba? He used to work for me. Do you know Leatherboot? He used to work for me. Other than those type of questions, nothing incriminating has been pushed to him. Yet to find ourselves in court. Is that fair? Is that the way you treat a statesman? Someone that has served this nation is out there making an image for this country, for which we are all benefiting. What is this vendetta? Why do we go after our own good people to shred their reputation? I can tell you, if it were the case, that anybody that is involved in the school, or whatever name it is called, we deprecate it. We're against it. Nobody likes that. And including President Koma is against that. And he will never be part of it. Never be part of it. And that is why people like us support him in that quest. We believe in his innocence. And we should not drag this country down the road where it is moving. It is a dangerous precedent that has been set. When you take people like him to court, you must have very strong, cogent, irrefutable evidence. This is a case we will fight. We'll fight it vigorously to prove his innocence. And just not for his innocence, but for the people of this country. Otherwise, no one is safe. No one is safe. And that's very dangerous for the state. We need peace and security. You don't take measures like this lightly. And we have not taken it lightly. We will pursue it. We'll defend him. Come rain, come shine. In toil and in tears, we will defend them. I'm very concerned for the country. Concerned for you as well, particularly the generation that is coming after us. If we cannot assert peace, peace is a process, it's a management process. And if we cannot manage it at a time like this, it is a dangerous trend. So I am concerned, very concerned, as a Sierra Leonean, not just as a lawyer. Matters of this nature, I can tell you, is a reputational damage. Nobody can fix it after. Nobody can fix it. I was almost in tears in court today to see that man in the dock for something I know he hasn't done. And I haven't seen the evidence after 40 hours of interrogation. If there was evidence, I may even have changed my mind. But there isn't. And today he was there. An honorable man. Nobody's perfect, we agree. But I feel afraid that tomorrow somebody can bring up charges against myself or any other person, and we could find ourselves in his position. That is not fair, and that is not right for the country.
Former Sierra Leone President Ernest Bai Koroma was yesterday charged with 4 offences, including treason. Now it's in connection with an attempted coup that happened.
We'll listen to that BBC broadcast, but then I want to do a quick sum up of the Fitzgerald point of view. One thing I'll agree with him in what he says is that, nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. And because nobody is perfect, me na yaso no go can sit down and say that ex-president Koroma was a perfect human being. Or was, the ideal, na the role model. Was a role model. I don't know that. I don't know the man. I don't know anything about him to reach that conclusion. And if even I knew him like that, that doesn't mean that I've never met him, I've never spoken to him. I'm saying I don't know the man. To have met someone, to have spoken to them, to have been in their company doesn't mean I know you. No. To know someone, it means you don't spend an extensive amount of time. You don't understand the person the person has been tried and tested by you. And then you can come and say, yes, I know this person. This person for whom you speak, blah, 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 blah. But me na Yasono can talk that. And another thing that I would agree with him is that for the states to bring up such accusation, then forget really cogent, irrefutable evidence. Because remember, like he said, this is once you damage somebody in image, you put such allegation, you put such accusation on that type of person in there, and you cannot support and back it irrefutable, like what they can say in law, without any reasonable doubt. There should be no reasonable doubt, not even a pin, for make them for question why you took such approach, or for make people then question why the state took such approach. Then I hope, I pray that the state really get the smoking gun. I pray say they really get that smoking gun that can be irrefutable. That is very important. Because you damage somebody in image, in plain. This is not a game. For charge somebody with treason is not a game. The lawyer said, una question 40 hours of questioning. But yet you could not, according to him, no charges were brought against him. No confrontation like they use in law. There were no confrontation made to him. Now, if the state is charging him purely because they say he's guilty by association, this man was a former president. He get people that will walk under him. As the president of the nation, it means for say he's automatically the commander in charge of the army. He's automatically the head of many institutions, even though he appoints people to run those institutions. Remember, Minayaso, just like we had a talk about this one where then a power, so now that the buck stops at him, the bucks also stopped at him when he was in power, but he's no longer in power. That no more for say, remember, some of these people that served under him because of the status where he hold. And because of the status where he hold, the state gets the responsibility for make sure he is given certain services. in bodyguard them, in security them, in what have you, advisors, spokesmen, and all of that. Most of the time, these people are not the one. I don't know about Sierra Leone, but from what I know, they are not the one who nominates their spokesperson. They are not the one who handpick their bodyguards or their security details. It is the state, like they get functioning of the state departments, then people who are responsible for that. Now then people then they go and assign task to the people there. So if by reason of the fact that these people served under him, that they are alleging were coup plotters or were part of the coup or alleged coup, because like I said, there is still, I cannot with good gratis, and I'll say it in front of everyone I've said this here, I cannot in good gratis for everything I know about coups, for everything I know about the machination of coups and all of that, I cannot in good gratis, in good faith, sit down and look on all and say, what happened in Sierra Leone on the 26th of November had all of the makings of what a coup looked like, of what a coup is. I cannot. However, I cannot also say that it isn't, right? I cannot say that it is, I cannot say that it isn't. And the reason why I cannot say those two is because at every point in time there are opportunities for something to happen that has a different shade or that looks differently than the norm. Right? There is a lot of opportunity for something for happening where it not get the same look, it not get the same semblance as waiting we don't used to. It not look like the thing where we don't used to, but not the same thing where we know. And that is the reason why I am saying I cannot say it is, I cannot say it isn't. But one thing I can say is that for the state to come up with such, because these are strong charges, for the state to come up with all, you better have the smoking gun, because still we are still waiting on the state to provide us with that video of Quetta at Pademba Road that the Minister of Information told us they have. They pulled out a still image of someone that looked like Quetta in his younger days, not in his older years, in his younger days, surrounded by people who were very, very laxed. But yet, even though the minister can and say, then get video footages, and we see all the video footages of Pademba Road, we not see the video footages of when the armory was breached or whatever. Why haven't we seen that video footage? Why haven't you done something to bring the public to your side a little bit? We get a call, and calls are important. Make I take this call before we continue. Caller, waiting on your name and also you the call from, please.
Hello, Miss Matilda and viewers. This is Abdullah, call from New Jersey.
Yes, Abdullah, thanks for calling. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. On the footing of waiting the question we just asked, why haven't they presented us the footages of all the claims as the Information and Civic Education Minister stated? The answer is simple to that. They are not there. They are not there. Because presenting a video footage, we, by any means, get anywhere for which, because some of the claims they already make now, they didn't. Anyway, we don't get any means for which the integrity of the trial. No need for make not presenter. Just like we, the prison head BC, or he refused for answer Mr. Calvo about whether they get CCTV camera in the central prison. It's for security reason in our answer. For goodness sake, they don't ask you for tell you within the details of within the security or CCTV camera record. They don't ask you. Tell me in what form, by just saying there's a camera. Civilized countries that we see, so saying they put public camera on a public places. You are even advised that you are being surveilled in this community, just for you to be careful as to what you do with things that are inside it. This building is under surveillance, just for advise
Yeah.
you. So for tell you there's camera, then if that one is something we have problem for security reasons, you can't even say that. That tells you how good the information be. But again, let's go to other things. You first say about the clerk of parliament. I will make this very quick. Not only the setting of special committee as in request, not necessary, like what you put on, it's totally not necessary. But the truth is, nothing is going to come out of it. If they look, say there's a committee in the parliamentary responsible for that. In addition, there's a judiciary. If them able, then tire for doing the job. They look online and say they want to set up a special committee. That just tells you the reason behind that all. And again, when you talk about the woman don't pay 99% or 90 something percent, I mean, that means it's nothing. It's nothing because they're not going to catch you. You say, let you pay. Yes, that's just part of the process. But anything short of the resignation, voluntary resignation, or the removal of the woman at the position, and even the clerk of parliament to hire the woman illegally, not anything short of the removal from their job today, it don't mean anything like vesting, a false representation of whatever action they take. So we get for know this serious consequence situation like that, and they're not supposed for them at your job. And the order by the IG means that are confused as you just stated. I don't ever see any serious country inside the law serious way now somebody like the IG and getting powers in there. I think the order they probably given by a judge. But me not so lawyer, I don't know what the constitution say about that, but we need to find out. But it's sad. Finally, the trial of the public, the suggestion to make the trial of the former president public, I think not the most important thing and not the best way. But I'm telling you, it never happened just because we get a similar experience with the Paulo Conte trial, where they never want to make them public because there was nothing there until the juror came and say, well, we suffer in this country, but it's not complete nonsense. Then throw the case out of court. So that is the point. They can never make it public because reasonable minds will look at the whole thing and see the sham and the stage managed process. So it will go anywhere. But if they make a secret, they
Okay, so you can call me back. You tell me done. So I go to the next caller. Caller waiting at your name and also your call phone.
Hello. Hello.
Hello?
How are
Yes,
you?
please go ahead. Not bad. Are you
Martina, I hope for us, yes, this whole thing, there was a doubt, but I will ask you a question, Martina. You want to say,
I
even
can't
this,
hear you. You're muffled. You're a bit muffled. Can you speak up?
I think even if the commercial fire, there's the allegation that the court accused of answer to about 9 counts charges, including the major charges. Are you still in doubt? I believe I believe that to be there.
I can't hear you. I heard the last word, something about court martial, and then am I still in doubt? But what you said in between, I did not catch.
Yes, Martina, as I was saying, this is not the same doubt all we get where this thing happened initially. When this thing happened initially, and when this thing happened initially, we are all in doubt as we are today. I remember when somebody American came and said quota was in Freetown. You particularly and some of us we stood out that. And at the end of the day, quota was found in the middle of Freetown as private college, and still we are in doubt. They say if it walks like a dog, barks like a dog, whatever, it might be a dog. So I believe all this will energy for the what the government is saying. what we should be doing, we should put more energy on how fair the trial is rather than just trying to discredit the government. At the end of the day, it has nothing to help.
Has
Nothing to help
anyone discredited
them.
the government though? I want to ask you a question. Has anyone, well, I wouldn't
Yes.
say as anyone. I would ask for me, because I am now the one on the show speaking. Since you were at the talk where I introduced the subject, can you tell me where
Mhm.
I've discredited the government, or if I was asking clarifying questions? Because to discredit and to seek clarifications
If,
are two
if
different things.
you are still I heard you say, oh my God, this is my break time. You guys came in and just yeah, as I was saying something, you spend a whole lot of time really telling what you are saying that the government don't get facts, not only facts the government don't get, but you spend all your time telling us that
When did I
how
say?
can I put it?
When did I say that?
Like you say you are 50-50. That's why you are all your fact or whatever your statement is back on. It's 50-50. You don't
When did I say?
Yeah.
Okay. I think the call done. Okay. So the next caller, just hang on for me 1 minute. I think it is very important, especially the climate where we do so right now we country, and the intolerance of people who have vested in certain positions of power because of the way they act and the way they behave towards their fellow citizens. It's very important for me as a personality, as somebody within at the media, for come out and say clearly, and really take me stance and take me position. When at the talk, it's very important that if ever you want to quote me, please quote me right. Because there are evidence to what I have said. There are evidence to what I have said. I said in all good conscience, I cannot say that it is a coup, or I cannot say that it wasn't a coup. I cannot say that in all good conscience. I cannot say that it is a coup. I cannot say that it is not a coup. I say because if I look at the studies and the way how coup, like what I can say, the ingredients of a coup, I say this one not fully meets the picture. I say, but however, there is a first for everything. So that is why if even I get waiting a picture supposed for look like, and you not look exactly like that picture they, no mean for say, if I see another picture, the same thing no go fit. It is very important for people to listen to people when they are speaking. And when you choose to interpret their words, or when you choose to rehearse their words or paraphrase them in such a manner that you do not water down the meaning of what they have conveyed. Because waiting a convey na so and waiting you say are the same are two different things. When did I say the governments get fake facts? They're not getting facts. What I said is that if you're going to go down that path, you better come right, you better come correct, and you better get irrefutable evidence, unquestionable evidence for take the route where you they take. How was I wrong in saying that? Any good lawyer, any good defense team, or even if we left the law aside, any stand-up citizen, I think that is the argument that they will project. No one is above the law. I begin with that. No one is perfect. I begin with that. I even state the fact that I cannot say this man is a good man or he wasn't a good man. Yes, I have sat in his presence, I've spoken to him, but that does not qualify or quantify or bear that I would automatically say, I know this person. No. I don't get enough experience with the person for go down that route. But however, I am saying, if you're going to go down this route of accusation, especially an accusation will get so much damning effect, then come correct and better come right. I even state the fact that whether Quetta was in Freetown or he wasn't in Freetown, whether it was argued that he was in Freetown, it wasn't, for me it is irrelevant. Because at the end of the day, Quetta is a Sierra Leonean citizen who has the right to be in his country at any given point. He should not be questioned as to why he's in his country. But if you are accusing him of doing ill, of doing something bad when he didn't at the country, for me as a citizen, for convince me, bring me irrefutable evidence. That's all I am saying. Bring me evidence where me self go team up with the state and say, the state is right, this guy is a bad guy, this guy tried to do this to our nation, this guy tried to do this to our country. You bring me a still image of somebody in their younger years, surrounded with people them, with their hands akimbo, and you want to convince me, say, this not the still image footage of the person where he been the break into Pademba Road. Like, come on. How do you want me to react? Like, do you want me to use my cranium or do you want me to act as if I have no cranium? If no one make an act as if I have no cranium, I am sorry. I cannot do that. I have to act with conscience and with reasoning. And with conscience and with reasoning, the evidence that the state, the Minister of Communication presented to the public thus far is questionable. It is questionable. You see, you get video footage. Pull that video footage there, and I even say, for make you bring the public along with you. Make the public come over to your side and say, we not go take this, we not go accept this one, so we not care who that you be, we not care if you're not the alpha and the omega, the beginning and the ending, we don't care who you are. The law is the law. Show us that video footage. And that is why I say in these trials, court martial or not court martial, show us, bring us along, just like when Unaduna the COI, bring us along every single seconds, minute, and hour. Bring us along. Let us be there. Let us see what is going on. Don't just feed us and you expect us to buy and expect us to eat. The days of feeding and swallowing are over. The days of feeding, I not say una they try for subject the people them, una they try for really step on their neck so that they would not breathe. I understand that. But at the same time, guess what? So long as there is willingness of life, they will continue to breathe. They will find ways to extract that air. How you want for convince me they can't talk say the state not get fact? When did I say the state not get fact? If the state did not have fact, then I think you should be worried that the state would not have fact and then go charge a former president with treason. That is why I say when they come, them better come right, they better come correct. It is important for them to come right and come correct. Waiting, I say I hope and I pray that the state has the smoking gun. They need that smoking gun because that smoking gun then I will help for convince everyone, including me where sit on where they say I cannot say it is, I cannot say it isn't. I need that smoking gun to convince me. You cannot just come and feed me something and then I take it hook, like, and sinker because it is coming from the powers that be. Then what is my brain for? What do I have a brain for? Why do I live? Why do I breathe? If I do not have the sense of rationing. And if I cannot out and color. If I cannot put to bear my sense of reasoning, that I will be fed whatever and I take it hook, line, and sinker, then there's no point. There's absolutely no point. I'm not saying the man is guilty. I'm not saying no, he's not guilty. I say by because of the virtue of the office where he hold, obviously there are people who served under him. They were at his service. But if it's for the mere virtue of them being at his service and that association that you now say he is guilty of something, then you better go back and revisit that thought. Or that if you are coming and you have already come straight, come correct, come right. That is what I said, and I stand by it. And I go talk am because the salon where we dey so right now, I am happy that I am saying it live on here, that it is recorded for posterity. My goodness. Make I go to the caller then. Caller, wetin na your name and who say you dey call for?
Hello, Martin. That is now Omar the call.
Yes, Omar, please go ahead.
The state no get fact. Sometimes you see the one that maybe in the free for talker who the talker and no get no fact. Then just to do that because of the no say, some people who have been around the president, they tell maybe as president involved. So if the state get fact, the state will sabi so, Salone government will sabi so. Where the leak, if the state get fact, for don't get time from now. How many weeks this now? Now almost we don't go into month. So we not go any way forward. That just based on speculation. And when you watch, I clarify for say the state not any fact, then don't charge the mango court. Then when they ask the defense team, not the one at court, but the panel where they set for investigate the issue, they say they still investigate. So if we don't get fact, now that fact them for don't use charge to go to court. So you not go charge somebody go to court. So he say you will not still investigate. So what do you mean? Then go for court Trump charges. So it don't make no sense. So they not get no fact. Now based on speculation, based on hearsay, and then take charge that man. But the one thing we me against, we me not support, for let the man left that country, he not go through trial. So he no go get chance for clear in name. So if he run pan the problem go on time. So let it dinner the country, he face the problem, let everybody see what thing they go on. That number. Yeah. Then when it kind of time of the parliament in your side, this one not to story to we and not to always to the parliament this stop. Corruption everywhere. And then make the president be they say he go be the last for corruption, some of who laugh him. Because we know say corruption everywhere, we know say it continue. And the parliament, an open secret say, now the most corrupt body. They're full of nepotism, any type of act where they think of when a corrupt act. Now parliament today. And when I say corrupt act, it not only goes to the SLPP, but both the SLPP and APC. Because when you watch, even some people will get bought when president they appoint. When they come, they need to vet the people and well and make sure say the people and qualify for the position. Then just they go, yeah. I'll give people in positions that will not even fit for all positions. You know, then again, we go for look at integrity. Parent, he go excuse himself in that position until he go the investigation and come out, or he go still be again now the parliament in same position where it already violate. So we want to see that, and we want to see the just look what you talk. We don't want just see they say he pay all his salary. Therefore, pay damage to the government. You go for pay the allowances where if you don't take all the things, you don't pay. You go for pay everything. And one thing again, officially, now new loans will they use. So now one thing the government get for back. The government will go tap on one foot the alatif. If not new loans, let them announce then charges in new loans. If not old loans, let them announce in old loans.
Okay, so you run out of time. I'll go to the next caller. Caller waiting on your name and also you the call from. Hello, caller. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. Matilda, Sorry, I was distracted when we talk about the old issue. We talk about the evidence. I feel say people that they indict with a judge with everything. I feel say like former president and as like Kuma in trial. Nah, criminal face the court. It didn't magistrate court. All what they do now presentation of just prima facie the surface of the case before they go commit to higher court. Now they the whole agreement for take place. If now in lawyer would they take as in evidence or whatever in lawyer they say now would they take. What he said when Anes initially he knew Anes Kuma is on a house already. We take 1 week with the debate. He talk say he not get that effect Anes Kuma is on a house already. And this minister who we say he talk through, he said we say it's a man on a house already, and we go up, we turn down, we find out that Anes Kuma is on a house already. So from that time, I would never believe what the Anes Kuma Gerard they talk. I never ever trust her because from the beginning, it don't begin life at the whole show. But what you say, it's too early for a lot of say, Anes Kuma is guilty, is not guilty, or Anes Kuma there's evidence, there's no evidence. I don't believe say this government it was so stupid for drug that ball. If there's nothing about Anes Kuma really connecting him to this whole thing. I believe say if government wants to do that, they would have done it with Samura Kabara, where a bona truth and they won't truth than Anes Kuma. But if I can ask, what's the reason we are government will want attach Anes Kuma to this whole thing? If there's nothing, please, what do you mean they say, and I speak to everybody, we all there on social media, we all there who is don't be in mind. But if there's any means and way, we will be petition, will they stand against the government? For let the trial be transparent and fair. If Anes Kuma is guilty, he has to be punished. If he's not guilty, it's a big more will they don't drop, and we all would want to watch government. But I say it's too early at this point in time. When the court martial, the first accused, he don't confess almost all the charges leveled against him. But we are still here saying we don't believe that this was a coup. It's not a coup. Come on. Me, if there was Quetta for the day when they capture Quetta, in Quetta, which I know what would have been said, I believe say there's something, this thing is a coup. I'm not going to say anything if Anes Kuma is attached to it. I'm not going to say anything if Anes Kuma is doing. But please, let's give time to government. If you don't have less than 2 months, evidence has not been thrown like that. Even in America, evidence will not be thrown like that. It will be wrong. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll go to the next call. Call out my name and say the call for.
Yes, good evening, Sister Matila.
Good evening.
Okay, this my concern caller, the call from US.
Please go ahead.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much for having me. What you notice, basically in Salone now something we very troubling, and it seems as if we get a government we not ready for make peace with people them. We not ready for do the right things. Time and time again, the government gets opportunity for clear a name and for portray the country in the right image, but we they fail. We they fail for one time and time again. Now, what make us say so? This thing will happen. People they say not to coup. Government say na coup. Only time will tell. Now, something will present the government a big opportunity for show how transparent they be. But unfortunately, they fall short once again. Some of we, and plenty other people they talk say the government's not honest and they're not transparent. Now, one simple fact to this opinion where they express now that why is it the government get for limits the amount of media we dey cover this thing? I see no reason in that. I'm not able to understand that. So it's like what it's like now. We get limited people who are able to talk, but facts within they happen inside the courts. Where that not serve the basic foundation of justice. You not only for the talk say you free and fair, you get justice system, you get this, you get that, but people also for the same. Will not for be the justice not for be shrouded in so much doubt that it left people in no other option but for the go around and make opinion them. Just like what you last caller the talk say, the first accused by the 27 people away they are in front now the court the other day don't confess. You know the fact to that. No news, no the way talk say the man confess to things them. He plead guilty to some of the charges, not even all the charges them. So now we left for the making kind assumptions there. So just because we get soft spots for one side than the other, you know, the trial of the former president. That's something where therefore don't put let the one whole country see them, let the one whole world see them, let them see yes, this part now the right thing, now the right procedure will they do, now the right thing will they do, they get Andy or you not get Andy. But when you start for either when you start for control the amount of information when it come out to the general public, you know, giving no option, pass we get for doubt. Now, when we move to this corruption issue at the parliament, you know, the country that we don't make name at this world, we don't develop. The question we are going for ask, where will the first corruption as Salone? Now that same way they then country then the first corruption, place like a China, place like a the West. US another country than the now the same way they fight corruption, for God's sake, Aram Sarawali no get no reason for the any side near outside with the talk about government and public property. You know, get no reason. For the mere fact you get the guts country for appoint you give you work. You dey pay money when you no see the work. Now thief, you don't only need for paying money there, but you forgo jail. But anti-corruption as usual, waiting and do. Instead of them be honest and do the right thing and say they don't pay 90%. And me at the limit life, 1 cent no go pay it. Because this is more than 5 years old. You collect 31 million. Thank you very much, my sister.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I agree with the caller and even the previous caller. For me, it's about the fact. You say the first accused pleaded guilty to 27 counts. Where is the evidence that shows that? Where can I find that information? Because that information not then at the Ministry of Communication. The website say he plead guilty to 27 counts. So these are the things. This is why we have to have these discussions, these open discussion. And they talk for say you people they say Quetta not been their tongue, but then for all I know, is Quetta not a Sierra Leonean? Was he excommunicated from Sierra Leone? Was he barred from coming to Sierra Leone? Is Sierra Leone not his country of birth? Should he not have access to Sierra Leone as everyone? So if you've been there Sierra Leone, so what? What you need to prove to me is that his reason for being in Sierra Leone is what you're accusing him of. And show me clear evidence, A to Z, that I have no irrefutable thing for say, that your evidence are crisp and clear. And then I'll be there to say, yes, Quetta, you are a bad citizen. But as of now, I can't point my finger and say, just because when I show me in picture, it been there Salone, this, that mean for say, no, I can't do that in all good conscience. Come on now. What about, innocent until proven guilty? So the mere fact that he was in Sierra Leone, that meant he's automatically guilty of or culpable of what he's been accused of? Make we left them kind of thing. So some of them are lawyer than where they call, and some of them are lawyer than where they watch this show. Is that how you will defend your client? Or is that how you represent your client? That's not how you defend or represent your client. So why should the case be different just because we then are a show and we analyze and talk about what's in the go in our country? Should we not use the same rule book and the same yardstick that we use in other countries and that and that we earn from? Should we not? Why should it be different when it comes to our own citizens? Make I go to the next caller. Caller, waiting your name and who side you call from.
Hello?
Yes, please go ahead. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
I'm in a concerned citizen.
Okay,
I
go
call
ahead.
from
What's
the
your
United
contribution?
States.
Okay, what's your contribution?
Yeah, my own contribution. I so sad and sorry waiting happen at that company. Because everything starts from the judiciary. Would they talk much like the election, right? But the integrity of Judge Weah, the kind of way don't make from soccer. So I don't want at least misuse that kind of respect. Then I make waiting happen a lot different waiting happen a Salone. And secondly, they are not able for ban the electoral commission. So that make it come to fair play. But when you talk for Africa, Sierra Leone, this is not the first time. I'm not gonna lie, tell you. We constitution so loophole that any government of the day now then get the judiciary. So Madabio win the election. And where then get right when he changed the voters rights. This I don't know if it's proportional, how you call it, representative or what. This election will vote so now where a government already relinquish, how you call it, or maybe a state of emergency, then you can use this type of voting. But the judiciary give the man the right, which is not actually constitution. They breach the constitution. And then ECOWAS make a comment on that. But nobody listening. Okay. The reason why Madabio do it, let me make it clear. Because you know that the first rounds, nobody will get the percentage. And you know all these external party will join one and come. APC and SFP. So when it comes to anything, you know that they don't buy the judiciary, they don't buy the electoral commission, so it go win. So maybe say no matter what, it go elect. We then can crook them the way don't put in place. So that's my own contribution.
Okay. I will go to the next call. Caller, waiting your name and no side you call for.
Yes, thank you, sir. This issue about coup d'etat, as you rightly say, Matilda, it lack a lot of ingredients for qualifying as a coup. You see, the problem we get in Sierra Leone, I don't know if na fear don't overcome the people them, or maybe there is too much double dealing in the society. Look, there are logical questions we have to examine. First and foremost, somebody who has ruled the country for 10 years, who willingly handed over power. How can that same person, after 5 years, come back to state coup? That's a question we need to begin to ask. And I would ask that the lawyers then look at that side of the questions. Does it make sense somebody who don't hand over power willingly? At the time of election, he had all the powers in his hand to say, I'm not going to hand over. He willingly hand over power. How come 5 years down the line they go make a coup? The second thing is, we normally know, say, when they make coup, the people who they make the coup then get areas where then they target. For example, they went to the prison, then go with free prisoners. And the prison just a few 100 meters from the main broadcasting station, Sierra Leone. They never went to the main broadcasting station. These are questions that need answer. We are advising, some of us are advising. I said it yesterday on my program. I'm not wishing for that, but it's a fact we have to begin to face. We get a generation of Sierra Leoneans who they in the diaspora who were resettled between 1998 and the early 2000s. Most of these people are war trauma victims. If we take our country back to war, we should expect an international spillover. Because these traumatized people, now then on social media, they talk all the Rotorata. I'm advising the government of Sierra Leone for begin to look at issues from a more matured point of view. Because if we country go down the drains into war, all of them will be responsible, especially our Minister of Information, where they talk like small picking. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. I will take only 2 more calls for tonight. I'm only going to take 2 more calls for tonight, and then we'll continue the program next week. We'll take 2 more calls and then wrap up the program, and then we continue next week. Because remember, next week, by the time we get back, 3 sleeps, so 3 nights after
Hello?
the show, we go. The president will not make his president in second appearance. So call out waiting and your name Musa you call for.
Nobody say hello.
Yes, please go ahead.
I not tell nobody say that man Alaji Kamara was agreed from count 1 to count 27. What was published on the Minister of Information website is that the man have accepted from count 1 to count 9 guilty, and count 1 mean mutiny, and those are the major charges leveled against that man. If he say, if you apologize to Mother BO, unless you don't want to, you don't follow the Minister of Information in press conferences and in press releases where they release almost daily basis. They on WhatsApp. They might have accepted or plead guilty on count 1, which are mutiny, and to count 9. Those are the heavy charges, and that may say are not safe from count 1 to count 27. He's pleading to Mala Biole to forgive him. They say it was misinformed and misled into whatever happens. That's not the case. Yeah, Mr. Jamboa, we talk about waiting Anes by command don't that country for 10 years. There's nothing motivating him for such a coup.
for somebody to do anything, there must be motivating factors. I'm not saying, and nobody is here to indict Anes Kumar, but there's a lot of motivating factors for let Anes Kumar support a coup and put somebody there he might control. Because Anes Kumar, there's a lot of charges against him at the court of Salone, corruption charges. And they have been indicted, in fact, about those charges. And there's a tendency that he will lose thousands or millions, if not millions of dollars. So that there's a lot of motivating factors for anybody. I'm not saying that is it, but there's a lot of motivating factors. And if I not for let can become president again, but there's a lot of motivating factors. Don't be sincere with ourselves. But we don't plead, I want to plead. What would they? If there's any way we can plead, let the trial be transparent to all of us. There's other evidence. Most of us here before, even was Paulo Conte was discharged or was whatever, most of us don't indict him. We don't say, oh, there's no way he was safe. But we saw that the judiciary will get. There were treason charges brought against Paulo. What is the first treason trial? The accused they don't walk free in our country. Yes, so say would they paint with judiciary that black an office in not judiciary day. There's still some elements. There's still some people who they hold to high esteem. So please, that's not the way that's good. You might not let this government to.
Okay. So I will take the last call for tonight. Caller waiting I name and no say the call for.
Hello, concerned citizen from US.
Please go ahead.
I want for just state certain facts here. No amount of anguish, anger, vexation as how people want for see the evidence is going to be presented to social media. Because this platform, they gather their information from social media. They don't go and search for the true information from sources where they could come and debate on. There are procedures, laws, and regulations in that country. They go, they have charged these people to court. The court process has procedures. They are going to go by that procedure. No amount of conspiracy theory presented on this platform as to evidence, no evidence. That evidence that the state has accumulated will be presented in the court. Those accused have lawyers. These are independent lawyers. They will come up to the media if those evidences do not surmount to what they have been charged for. That's a fact. Nobody is going to circumvent that fact because all of those accused have lawyers. And all of those lawyers are independent lawyers who have the freedom to come to the media to state what they have seen. Even in here, Trump, the lawyers, they have limitations of the facts they can share and to expose to public. That's a fact. So people have to sit and wait for the rule of law to carry out justifiably. The court of law, when Kuroma for the Chancery building, it's only 2 media houses we are broadcasting that court ruling. And that 2 media houses, we are doing it independently. Everybody saw what they were doing. Well, you guys have to wait until the proper proceedings have commenced and make una watch whether what media houses are coming in. For whatever media house is going to cover those cases, they are going to cover it independently because even the lawyers are independently guiding their clients. So all of these conspiracy theories, people are coming here, and even yourself, you have to be mindful of your anguish and agitation as to whether the government is not doing the right, presenting the right case to the court. You cannot prove that. You wait.
Did I say that? Did I say that? Did I say that?
Okay, so
Did I
now
say that?
rule of law.
Caller, no, caller, hold on. Please pause the time for the caller. Please pause the time for the caller. Did I ever say that the state is not, that the state did not submit a case that is worth arguing or that is worth a trial? Did I say that?
What you did was you are sabotaging or undermining the procedures as if you have the propensity for things. Say it is your own alteration is going to cause the state for present the evidence at the social media. It doesn't have to have that way. It doesn't happen that way.
Did I ask the states to present the evidence to social media? Or did I ask the states to present the evidence in court, but that given the profile of the person who is being accused and the accusation being levied on the person, what I said was it would be in everybody's interest for it to be an open trial and for it to be a fair trial. A fair and open trial. When and where did I ask the state to bring its evidence on social media?
I don't take my time. I have listened this program from start to this moment. I'm still talking, and I have a clear understanding of your interpretation on what you have been speaking. You are indirectly probing
Oh,
that.
now I am indirectly from I stated to I am indirectly. So we've moved from I stated to I am now indirectly. Like if you want to accuse me, come correct and accuse me right.
Okay, let me tell you something. You are not going to control what I have heard in your program. You have been presenting your opinion on these cases as if the state has not even presented or are not willing to present because you think of the former president. The former
Salome, we funny. We really funny. So it go from I say to indirectly say to what do you think you are doing, sir? What you are doing is also stating your opinion on the matter. Do you have facts to what you are saying? I would say absolutely not. I am stating my opinion based on what has been formally presented by the states. I did not come here and present written materials that were not regurgitated by the state. I am regurgitating what the state presented to the public. Now that make when they show me waiting and call them, they show them directly. Ministry of Education and Civic, whatever. Ministry of the. I am very methodological. I'm very calculated. I'm very calculated in the fact that I choose, even when I bring the opinion of others like journalists like Lamrana and the rest, I they back them up with what the state say. I they show them simultaneously. I read what Lamrana write as in summary, confirmed by the state, and I go back and present within the state. If when I present a legal document with the header, right, with the heading of the legal heading, print heading, caption of the state, if that does not suffice as authentic material, I don't know what else you want me to you as authentic material, sir. I they present to you, they tell you Ministry of so and so, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Communication, Ministry of this, Ministry of that. Is that not their legal and official way of communicating? So if I regurgitate waiting the right, and I did an analysis based on that, what evil have I committed? I am doing an analysis, yes. It's based on my own personal give or take presumption, yes. But what you did in turn in calling into the show, they're also based on your personal presumption. So why do you think your personal presumption should trump my personal conviction or presumption? Because you think you have more insight into the matter than me? No, we are all exposed to the same document, unless you want to tell me that you are one of the legal representation of one of these accused, or that you are representing the state, and therefore you have the facts, and therefore you have more information that is readily available to you than me. Then yes, state that. But at no point can you come and make presumption. We are both speaking on presumption. We are both speaking on presumption. So what makes your presumption more authentic and valid than my presumption? And what makes you think I want to circumvent the state? All I am asking is that, just like in the case of, what's his name? Yunkela, and in the case of the Chancery, and in the case of Paolo Conte, and in the case of the Rice Gate, and I can name so many other cases, I am just saying, given the profile of this individual and what is at stake and what the state has accused him of, I think it is beneficial for the state to have an open hearing, to not put a gag order on this, to not put limitation on this, bring the public closer to what you have found and why you took the decision that you took. Make the public understand. Take the public along and bring the public on your side. I don't think me saying that, is circumventing the authority of the state. Sometimes when we use this big English and when we use these words, or when we want to accuse someone, I think we should take the time to understand where the person is coming from, what the person has stated, and do not presume. Do not presume or assume, but clearly state what the individual has stated. Objectively, we don't have to agree, we don't have to see it in the same light. Of course, we have a constitution, of course, we have guiding principles, of course, we have a court of law, and a court of law that is ruled and governed by guiding principles. And of course, they are going to follow all of those guiding principles, I would hope. All of those guiding principles, I would hope. That is why we are here. That is why we are having the conversation. If the state does not have checks and balances, then who holds them accountable? Who holds them accountable? Just because it's a former president and is being charged doesn't mean he's above the law. I have said that. I am not for the fact that he should be taken to Nigeria. I think he should have his day in court. Because if you're going to accuse someone or levy such charges on the person, that's why I say you better come correct and you better come right. And you better have irrefutable evidence for why you took this path. But now they can't tell me for saying this, they're not for waiting and call, the state go decide what you go on for do, the state. No. If the state is sure of what they are doing, if the state has all of the evidence and what have you, let them bring it to the public. Let the public be part of the process. That is all I am saying. Just because an accused person pleaded guilty to 9 of the charges doesn't mean that I believe that person. What if the state has coverted that person? But when another talk like for say, just because some of we study small law, we not practice and not mean for say we not understand anything as well. What if the state has coveted the person? What if the person is acting on behalf of the state so that he can have a lesser sentence? That is possible. That is why we need to see all of these things in the open so people can ask questions, so we can see the kind of question, the way they ask the person, the kind of interrogation, and what have you, the back and forth. Then you know that when you look at all things considered, there was fairness in everything. That's what people are asking for. I'm not sitting here saying Ernest Koroma is guilty or not guilty. I don't know whether he's guilty or not. And I have said it several times. And I've also said that I don't know that if he's a perfect human being or not. But all I am saying is that when you take these steps, be sure to know what you are doing. Because you don't want to take these steps here, and then later on it end in a dismissal, in a this, in a that. But you don't tarnish the person in reputation, done. You don't soil the person in character, done. The person therefore come back and rebuild in character. So why go down that route if you can avoid it? That's all I'm saying. Who am I to tell the state what to do or what not to do? But as a good citizen, I think the onus is upon me. I think I have the agency to call upon the state as a citizen of Sierra Leone to say, listen, in as much as yes, you hold the power, you will the power, we the people put you there, and therefore we expect you to do what we the people put you there to do in accordance with the law. In accordance with the law. So now would you want to tell me that the state is justified in summoning Lansana Doumbouya to the CID just because the party released a statement in support of their party member? Does the Inspector General have such rights? Under what law does he have such rights? Now then, so we therefore for make sure say we have checks and balances. So that things don't just go hey willy-nilly unchecked. But I'm not going to sit here and have you accuse me of something I have not done or said. You dey try for put word in my mouth and covert misstatement. Why you dey try for do that? Say what I said and let us have a healthy debate about it. We can agree to disagree. That is fine. We don't have to see things in the same light. But what I am not going to sit here and take is for someone to call and accuse me of that which I have not said or that which I have not inferred. I won't accept that. I'm sorry. Just because I sit down behind the camera and you sit down me, they call on me for say you get the right, to say things that are uncanny towards me. I think we owe ourselves mutual respect and we owe ourselves truth. We owe ourselves mutual respect and we owe ourselves truth. And if in speaking our truth, we cannot look ourselves in the mirror and look and see ourselves as brothers and sisters and respectfully speak our truth without coverting each other's statements, then that's a problem. That's a problem. You say I don't respect the Minister of Information. What is there to respect about the Minister of Information? He's doing his job. Should I roll a red carpet for him for doing his job that he willingly accepted and is being paid for? He's doing a job that he's been paid for. Let him do his job. Mine is to analyze his job. So where is the mark of respect in that? He's doing what he ought to do, and I'm doing what I ought to do. When they could elect for turn people into demigods, just because they get small power, they get small access to power, therefore automatically they become demigods. I for begin butu mied they bow and pray to him because of what? It's this attitude that has really put us where we are right now. The man is being accused of something very, very frightening, frightful. I'm not only saying let him have his day in court, I'm also saying make it open. And I think the majority of Sierra Leoneans will agree with me that it should be an open trial. It should be an open trial. Not to then kind trial, then also you go willy-nilly and na corner. No. The accusation is too high. It's too serious. It's too high, too serious. Like let's not take this as a game for crying out loud, people. Let's not take it. This is serious. Let's not take it as a game. This is someone's reputation at stake. And the thing which one all they forget is that the state's reputation is at stake, just like they have put the accused's reputation at stake. So there are two high-stake things here. The onus is upon the state to prove irrefutably that the 3 counts that they charge this man of, he's guilty of. And this man, the onus is upon him to prove irrefutably that the 3 charges that they're accusing him of, he has no part to play in it, that he's not guilty of. So if we talk about others, what is different about this one that we should not scrutinize? Why should it be done in secrecy? Why should there be a veil placed over it? I am happy I did not read the statement from the APC in support of the former president. I'm also happy that I did not show the BBC interview, because I think I have the gut feeling that these materials would aid our discussions for next week. Because like I say, three sleeps, meaning that 3 nights, we'll be back here, and I'm sure what we will focus on, or maybe one of the areas we'll focus on, is the ongoing trial or ongoing, litigation. I think so we for aspire for do better. If na me been there inside trouble, or if na you person been there inside trouble, or if na you been there inside trouble, I think fairness is what you will demand. I think fairness is what you will request. Whether be you lawyer where they represent you, you want the best lawyer for represent you and for make a strong argument in your defense. And for there to be fairness all around, all across. And I don't think that is so much to ask of the state as a citizen or as citizens. I think that's what we want, so that when it is all said and done, when the die is cast, we can all say in good conscience, guilty or not guilty. With that, I dey left una for today. May God bless you all, and may God bless Mama Salone.
Them body they and now they just they cry. Now we bother the food so they swell now why? I don't know if now the chemical or what's in them they put. Best now for avoid them, nothing but the truth. Other food and they for it, come up be young kush. We still bring this message so you do work for you.
Every day we they lost it man their life because of kush, yeah. Papa government, NGOs not come so we hate, yeah. You way they import kush. You know, like Salone, no. Now we value, we like Dr. Isaac was
say that's a cushion. Me brother don't want before you time. Say that's a cushion. So we they use the knowledge my youngest. Say that's a cushion. The youths them just they die. Say that's a cushion. Sorry, Salone. We say that's a cushion. Push for die, say that's a cushion. Papa government help we are, say that's a cushion. Push for die, say that's a cushion. Work for you, say.
Papa government, only one day where they bring camp, anyone day where they sell them, only. Papa government, jelly.